Good morning, angry old hoops. I have a quick one for you before I go to work. There won't be any game footage breakdown. It's just podcast style. There is a clear consensus among NBA teams that Bronny would provide a defensive asset to the teams. Oh, boy. He said, she said, I heard from her who said she heard from him who heard from her. I am so sick of these cogs in the wheel, talking heads, claiming things. I'd like to hear this from the teams themselves. I'd like to hear their words. I'd like them to be forced to look you in the eye, the coach of the team. Let's take the coach of the team. And, maybe they aren't allowed to talk trash about LeBron James or LeBron James's son, but I'd just like to see the awkwardness in their eyes, even if they are willing to lie about it, that they want Bronny James. Number one, I'm not saying he can't defend, but what percentage of players in college could you say, hypothetically, yeah, he could bring defensive help to the team? I mean, you could say that about a lot of people. That doesn't mean that you want them. That doesn't mean you're going to choose them over other options. Yeah, no, I could see a scenario where he really helps us out on defense. Okay, can you see a scenario where some other college players could help you out on defense, but also help you out on the other end? Also help you out in other aspects of the game? These vague headlines, these vague claims and comments, man, it's sports is so political now. Sports used to be a place where you could escape from the politics. It's like, oh, let's just go watch some sports. Let's go watch people compete. And you didn't have to worry, or maybe my memory is wrong, but you didn't have to worry about the analysts lying to you blatantly. In fact, they were quite critical of players back then. I said this at the end of my episode about LeBron James being a bad father, but it's likely people didn't get to this part. But I think it's a pretty important point. The NBA's defense is now so pathetic that I guess there's actually an argument that Bronny James is an NBA caliber defender. You might have a better chance of being successful in the NBA than in college because the competitive level of play has dropped that badly. Can you imagine where the elite of the elite play for millions and millions of dollars, where the best of the best are supposed to be? And that's actually where you can go to shine because it has fallen that far. Obviously, the NBA is full of elite talent. I'm not saying it isn't. I'm talking about the style of play. A style of play that allows non-elites to shine. Who was that person you never heard of before that dropped 50 off the bench the other night? Bronny, would you like to come play defense in the NBA? Because nobody in the NBA wants to. For those of you who heard that in the original episode, I apologize for repeating myself, but it's worth saying twice, I think. Let's see what else this sheeple, this paid to tell lies for Clutch Sports also says. Shams quoted as, he's already at that caliber of an NBA defender. Again, as I just said, that's not necessarily a compliment. And then more vague claims that you can't really back up. We already know about his basketball IQ, do we? I mean, you just said so. Does that make it true? The NBA does the same thing about LeBron James's IQ, and I break it down in my videos. I'm like, show me evidence. They just keep saying over and over and over again that LeBron James has this high basketball IQ, but I don't see him doing anything very amazing. And I break it down. I invite you fanboys to show me in the video what was so brilliant about being a guy who helps move the ball around the perimeter to the guy who can actually make the shot. And then Shams goes on to just shove shooting, offensive game, ball handling in there. I thought we weren't impressed with his shooting, with his 4 points a game. But those are all things that the scouts and talented evaluators will keep an eye on. All right. Well, everyone, according to Shams, Bronny is actually great in every category. And I can't think of a single reason not to believe what Shams has to say. Who is this? Who are these people? I know this reflects what's happening on YouTube with channels like mine, but at least we're trying to tell the truth. But you can put any crew of people on the screen that you know are going to agree with you and have a panel. Okay. Will you guys agree with me that Bronny James is an NBA level defender deserving to be drafted? All right. Well, let's put it on the internet. My closing statement would be to encourage people to watch out for these generalities, these statements that sound nice, but are kind of hard to prove, such as that there's a consensus amongst NBA teams that they want Bronny James as a defender or think Bronny James is worthy of consideration. That's a pretty big claim. It's a lot of teams. Who did you talk to? And watch out for general words such as could be an asset. You know, a lot of people fall into the category of could be. Hey, you know, given the chance, this guy could really turn into something. You can say that about an awful lot of players. And an awful lot of those players never get that chance. Does Bronny James deserve the chance more than the others? I guess I should leave the word deserve out of it because it gets very complicated. But I would go so far as to say that there are players better than Bronny James who probably never get the chance. So watch for it in the NBA also. Watch for it with LeBron James. Watch for it when they talk about his intelligence, his high basketball IQ, even when they talk about his passing. LeBron James will make a standard level pass, and they will just start feeding you at home with the idea that he's an elite passer, even though other people that very same night have way better passes. All right, that's enough. Oh, wait, no. I know a lot of people are going to be like, stop picking on Bronny James. All right, let me say something nice about Bronny. I am happy for Bronny that he did not turn out as ugly as his father. I'm glad he doesn't have to live with those looks. Way to go, Bronny.